last year, probably 70 or 75. I mean, he's an impact because of all his injuries. He's really contribution. Right. Imagine if he was also what kind of offense that would have been.
Yes. Right. It's Steven Matz, but they gain volume. If you say he coaches, who they signed from, from Seattle. He had a 3-year deal, $36 million.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was there.
Yep, I just went live too.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, you did. You just went off.
Yeah, but he's, he's typically to be a good starter for that. So they created some depth there. But it's going to be a formidable team. So that's a knockdown, drag out division there. They're going to wait at least.
Luis Garcia takes outside. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. The last couple of years, we watched Luis Garcia. Just get bigger and stronger. And a line drive out to left center field. Another drop for base hit.
I got the detail on these crashes too. They got to ride around.
And then Trubagi.
They got a buddy.
Yeah, they got buddy seats in there.
They got buddy. Like Bud, right by Bud.
Always about the glove, right? It's really a matter of whether he's going to be able to hit it up at the major league level. And if you keep getting opportunities and you keep getting stronger, you never know what's going to happen.
First pitch is in there for a strike. Last year in St. Paul, in 95 games, Nashi hit .252. He had 16 home runs, 15 runs batted in.
Well, then, yeah, all you got to do is call him Lizard.
He's been with Pittsburgh, he's been with Cleveland, Minnesota. And 1 ball and 1 strike.
Another one of those 6-year free agent signings to try to create a little depth at the Lehigh Valley area. I don't believe that this guy has a great opportunity to make the club, but hey, anytime you have a bat in your hand and anytime you have a uniform on at Major League camp,
you have a text message.
That's an opportunity.
Yeah, we have some duplicate numbers too, as you can see, for number 37, but that's because there's, he was wearing that number when he was down in the minor leagues. One ball, 2 strikes.
I always used to tell these young players, even in the minor leagues before they got opportunities to come to the big games, every time they put a uniform on, they had a chance to really impress somebody. You never know who's watching. And in this case, you have the Major League staff who's watching pretty much every single pitch. And so you have a chance to really make your mark. And when it's time for the team to make a move or they need a player, that we made a positive mark in spring training. Those coaches and it's always a great opportunity to try to impress them in one way, shape, or form.
Well, he's down on strikes. You can suck it out. And they'll bring Justin Williams to the plate. It's a family affair. Join us at Citizens Bank Park for Gavity Busters Kids Opening Day. Children 14 and under will receive a Phillies wing break. There you go. It's Sunday, April 10th against the Athletics. Visit Phillies.com to purchase your tickets and receive the great giveaway. Marconi in the bullpen loosening up for the Phillies. It's 0-1. I think we mentioned this before. Justin Williams made it to the big leagues with the St. Louis Cardinals, the Tampa Bay Rays. Last year, he hit just 160. Cardinals, 4 home runs, 11 runs batted in. That one's out toward left field. It's hit pretty well. Inside is retired. No runs, 1 hit, and a man left. We're heading to the 9th inning. The Bills with a 1-run lead.
This is my zen time. It's
like a video game.
this lawn brings me such pride. I like to have hops. People say, well, what are you? Are you a farmer or a brewer? So I say, I am definitely a mind guy. It's about happy growth. It's
Just really good.
when I'm done, I work on my mind, my body, and my ribcage.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your mind. Learn how to make the most of yours. Deer.com.
Your mission,
I never
stand
did
up
go
to
run
moderate to
track.
severe rheumatoid
Never
arthritis.
thought about it.
Take it on. Rinvoq, a once-daily pill can dramatically improve symptoms. Rinvoq helps tame pain, stiffness, swelling, and for some, Rinvoq can even
Not close to
significantly
people,
reduce
huh?
calories.
Let's go
That's
over.
Rinvoq relief.
No, wait, Julie.
Your overactive immune system attacks your joints. Rinvoq regulates it to help stop the attack.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB,
Take what
infections and
John
blood
Deere
clots,
do
some beta,
on the
cancers,
block
including
count.
lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occur. People 50 and older with at least one
I got all that
risk
equipment,
factor
even.
have higher risks. Don't take it allergic to it.
You have a text
Serious
message.
reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Talk to your rheumatologist about Rinvoq relief. Rinvoq, make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie can help you save on Rinvoq.
Phillies baseball has been brought to you by the Toyota Camry. Now with available all-wheel drive. Visit your local Tri-State Toyota dealer today. By Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Only from Xfinity. By Bank of the Bills. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at IBX.com. Gorgeous day here in Clearwater, Florida. We're happy that you have been with us this entire afternoon. The Phillies lead it 3-2. It's our first spring training telecast of the year. It's the first time that we have been in the ballpark with Joe Girardi down here in Clearwater for 2 years. And it's great to be here at the yard. See Joe sport the spring training cap the Phillies have, the trucker style hat. Yeah, which teams are wearing around baseball. You can get it here at the ballpark. Even have green ones that they were going to wear for St. Patrick's Day that are available.
Yeah, unfortunately they missed that day. It's a pretty special day in Philadelphia. We know they didn't come up the ballpark. That is a special day. Always looking forward to that. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Well, it should be. It's, obviously, it's this deal that they've signed will take them through.
You have a text message.
Ryan Marconi is the new pitcher for the Phillies. Cherokee's own Ryan Marconi. The great Garden State. Phillies took him out of George Mason. And he is facing Chavez Young.
What, the Phillies are firing some left-handers at this Blue Jays lineup. And really impressive. As I said before, impressed by the number of strikes they're throwing. It looks like they came in prepared. Some of these young, some of the younger kids have been here for a little while, and so they're a little bit more advanced than some of the major leagues. They're throwing strikes.
Ball hit sharply out towards second base. And Munoz is able to throw him out. So 1 out here in the 9th inning. Spencer Horwitz is the hitter for the Blue Jays. He's over from their minor league camp. Charlie Montoya's team. Dunedin is the closest spring training facility to White House. Right around the big there, she said. A little bit about Brian Marconi. Last year, he pitched at 3 levels. He was 1-2 with an ERA of 3.04, 41 games. Struck out 67 and 53 in the third innings of work.
They really did put up some pretty good numbers. Took that whip down to around 1-1 or 1-2.
It's a breaking ball.
So it's an important number for me to have guys keep that number below 1-4, especially in the minor leagues. Obviously, some of the elite pitchers are down below 1. But when you start talking about that number of whip, it's walks and hits per inning. I mean, the less traffic, obviously, the more successful you're going to be. And that means you're throwing strikes and you're getting outs if you're keeping that number low.
3 balls and 1 strike. That one's in there. He's listed at 6'3", 175 pounds. Mentioned he's out of George Mason University. Played 4 years at George Mason. He'll begin this season as a 25-year-old left-hander. Did some camps this offseason, part of shin swings. Out toward shallow left field. Williams makes the diving play, and he hung on. That ball was popping out of the heel, but he was able to squeeze it and hold on to it. And there are 2 outs here in the 9th inning.
Tell you what, he made a great recovery because, again, he broke back on this ball. No one wants the ball hit over your head right now in kind of a no-double situation with just a 1-run inning. But
He sprints back and hits off the heel and miraculously stays right in the glove. That's pretty athletic right there.
out number 2.
So now 2 outs here at the top of the 9th inning. Greg Bird, the hitter. And Bird takes off the outside corner. Bird, last time up, worked out a walk in his first plate appearance.
Now, this is a guy, when he first came up in New York, I thought it was going to be an outstanding offensive player.
2 things field with it, big club head.
Major Leagues is tough.
That plow.
Yeah. Some of his weaknesses, and
Well, he straightened fields up.
he really struggled after that. He actually had some kind of injury at some point that was a little debilitating for him, but really never became the player that they all thought it would be.
Inside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. He made it to the big leagues in 2015 with the Yankees at 22. The last time he appeared in a big league game was with the Yankees in 2019. 3 balls and no strikes. A little low, ball 4, so he works at a walk for the second time.
Kind of a cardinal sin that's happened a couple of times. And they generally have thrown strikes pretty well, but then maybe to a
2-out, nobody on situation. And we had a couple of situations where they have walked some guys. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite them.
All right, so a base runner, it brings Josh Palacios to the plate, who got some time last year as a 26-year-old for the Blue Jays. Hit 200 with no home runs and 4 runs batted in. Former 4th-round selection by the Jays out of Auburn University. Hit sharply out towards second base. Munoz is up with it, throws to first in time, and the ball game is over. Joe Girardi's team picks up the victory in Game 2 of the spring training schedule by a final 3-2.
And so it's in the books. It's so great to have spring training baseball back on MLB Network. And the Philadelphia Phillies are thrilled because they pick up the victory 3-2 as Aaron Nola throws just a couple innings in this one. Obviously just getting loose, a couple of hits, a couple of earned runs, and 5 strikeouts and 33 pitches. JT Realmuto drives no run. And as far as the Jays are concerned, who's your Vladdy? Guerrero goes to them. Adnan Burke, it's great to have you with us. Hope you enjoyed watching the Toronto Blue Jays and the Philadelphia Phillies. It has been so much fun around the network right now as we're waiting to see all the different actions coming up. D-backs and Angels momentarily, and of course, all that baseball news is coming at all of us fast and furious, including Carlos Correa. That's right. Everybody wondering, was Correa going to go back to Houston Astros, perhaps on a long-term deal elsewhere? Well, nobody saw this one coming, did they? A 3-year deal with the Minnesota Twins. The $35.3 million per year, highest AAV, that's average annual value ever for an infielder. He's going to opt out after the first 2 years. So you can clearly see what Correa's thinking. Hey, I'm getting paid now, but if I have a launch year, I can opt out, test the market again. So as far as the Twins are concerned, Correa's always hit really well in Minnesota. He's joining a cast. Sonny Gray comes over from the Reds. They had signed Dylan Bundy to a 1-year, $5 million contract. Joe Smith as well, reported today. And, of course, that team, the Yankees, as Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela come over. Simmons, Donaldson, Ward Fett, Mitch Garver among those moving on. So here's what the projected lineup looks like. Correa, obviously, the big bopper. Byron Buxton, hopefully he's healthy and can contribute because he was having a fantastic season a year ago. Luis Arias, Polanco, clean up. Miguel Sano, of course, it's lots of home runs there at first base. Then you've got Kepler, Gary Sanchez, hoping for a bounce back. Still got the power, but hopefully the average goes up. Alec Kirilloff and Gio Urshela, who plays a good third base. Minnesota Twins haven't made the playoffs in the last few seasons, but perhaps this will be a recipe for success. Other free agent news, another big bat. Nicholas Castellanos signing with the Philadelphia Phillies, gets $20 million a year. 5 years, $100 million. He had opted out after the first 2 years of his contract with the Cincinnati Reds, and so he goes to Philadelphia. They're looking for an outfielder, obviously replacing Andrew McCutchen. Now they got a couple of outfielders, Castellanos and Schwarber in. Gone are McCutchen, Brad Miller, Neris, Kennedy, and Bradley. And you see, obviously, their bullpen needed improvement. That was a focus there for Dave Dombrowski. He's got Brad Hand, Luis Familia, Corey Knebel to help out in that department for Joe Girardi. The two big bats. Schwarber last year, 32 home runs in only 113 games. And now they got Nick the Quick, Castellanos, as well. So a lot of here for Philadelphia looks like this. Schwarber atop the line with all that power. Yes, he's an unconventional leadoff hitter, but he gets on base. Castellanos, who has blossomed particularly the last 3 seasons, and last 2 with Cincinnati. Bryce Harper, still in the midst of that 13-year, $300+ million contract. Real Muto, top 2 catcher in baseball, and Hoskins. Particularly that 5 looks about as loaded as it gets. Then you get Segura, Gregorius, Alec Bohm, and Odubel Herrera. Philadelphia Phillies and Dave Dombrowski took over. He said there's going to be no limits as far as spending on free agents. Clearly, they're trying to get back to the playoffs. They didn't have a winning record a season ago, but they haven't made the playoffs since 2011, hoping that drought will end of over a decade. Earlier this morning, Scott Braun and Cliff Floyd.
You know the vibe I'm getting at Phillies camp? It's like, keep those transactions coming. I don't care where I hit in the lineup. Our offense is going to be legit.
This should be fun to watch. You're absolutely right. This team is not stacked. Schwarber, Castellanos, they already have, obviously, one of the best in the game, Bryce Harper, getting in the middle. I think they have the length that they've been looking for a while. And when you talk about a team that's been sort of in neutral, right, 80-some games last couple seasons, not making the postseason, hasn't been in the postseason in 10 years, I think it's time for them to make a deep run, not just make it to the postseason.
The question marks that have been there for years, is the bullpen going to show up big? The defense has had its issues, and they're adding guys that are more known for their bats. So that's still something to keep an eye on that we've been talking to some of the guys about.
Big questions. I mean, pitching and defense wins ball games. I think you have to understand that too. But when you talk about a team that's going to score runs, it's going to allow the pitcher not sort of feel the pressure of being hurt. You know what I mean? If you're putting up 7, 8 runs a night, and we all know the game is baseball, totally different. And good pitchers stop the hitting at times. But when you have this depth, I think the pitchers will now be able to feed off the offense, score and run, and not get complacent, but be able to sort of go out there and be free.
And you know how Philly fans are. I mean, they're not patient, and they've been patient now for a while.
Right.
The players we're talking to, they know about that. So we'll actually start with JT Real Muto. Him and his boy Bryce Harper have been saying, let's keep adding and be talking about it. Okay, JT, the Philly fans are demanding, I mean that in a good way.
The reason. The 18 and the 52 here.
That's freezing, the blue truck is a couple.
Oh, wow, what a great move by Friesen to avoid contact. Lost a couple of spots though. And remember, he doesn't have new tires. Put those tires on a while back. Tire wear didn't seem to be an issue for any of the crew chiefs
visited with during the course of pre-race?
I'm an old race car driver, dude. I thought we just changed because that's what how we used to be.
Make you feel better as a driver?
Yeah.
It may not matter, but just so you know.
Put it back on lap number 51, and he didn't put tires on none as well.
So watch the right front changer here after the gun in his hand. He doesn't get it tossed in front of the truck, and Infinger runs over the front of it. Like they were hung up a little bit on that right front, and
yeah, a lot of times
you couldn't get the lugs on in time.
When the jack is dropped, that's the signal for the driver to go. But you also have to be cognizant that you got to make sure he clears the front of the truck.
I like that powder.
You dropped the jack, but I was calling right there. I was just ready to take one. That was my cue. I was just going.
That's the team sharing the blame. Yeah, granted, after we let something a little bit different, obviously, we stopped.
Hey, Luca, how you doing?
Exactly
Yeah,
like
hi,
Luca. Championship games, having that kind of conversation, that kind of honesty.
Remember the choose.
I would choose to come get some tires.
How do you already think you got tires?
I want more. I want more tires. You know, just keep washing the laptop with tires. I want tires.
No, he's going to say nothing about your mom.
You got to choose when they go to the top.
This will get you. Most of them going to the top.
Yeah, I think it's pretty.
To me, the initial launch has been even. Just down to the draft and how that.
I'm good. I'm on Fox Farms on 19 today.
Later, tomorrow. That's always been just such a disadvantage to restart on the bottom here, spinning your tires, but it looks like the launch well.
If you look at those first 3 or 4 rows, maybe the surprise in that group is the 51 of Corey Heim. I mean, he has run well, but he's only got about 4 or 5 Truck Series starts.
Yeah, I think the year he had in ARCA last year, he went toe-to-toe with Ty Gibbs.
Hi, Ronnie.
6 times.
Hey, Luca.
I don't think I'm surprised.
Coming up after the race here, keep it on FS1. Race day will follow us, and then it's the Xfinity race. Scheduled to go about 5 o'clock Eastern. Jamie.
All 3 of the KBM trucks right now, that's the 4, the 18, and the 51, have all been told you guys are working together here. We're going to get to the checkers together, and that's all there is to it.
It wasn't that early today in practice they were drafting together, but I'm telling you, Jamie, at this point in the race, you're going to take drafting points from anybody that you can get it from. Your teammate can be your first choice, but I'm looking for help anywhere.
Ryan Priest on the outside in that 17 truck. Corey Heim on the inside.
What's Mateo doing today?
Couple of Fords on the outside. 3 others on the inside.
The inside line getting the initial push is Chandler Smith. Pushes Corey Heim to the lead. Oh man, goes to the top, jumps in front of Priest. And Smith gets put in the middle.
How about Priest? A nice move to the inside. That little help from Ross Chastain.
So now it's Friesen, Chastain, and Smith on the bottom with Corey Heim leading the way up top. And we've got 50 to go here in Atlanta.
How many to go? 50. Oh. Yeah, the hockey game to watch tonight. Are you going to it?
This kind of racing, wind up behind Stuart Friesen.
Corey Heim, the leader, 19 years old, from right here in Georgia. Marietta, the hometown.
He's going to rely heavily on his spotter, Derek Nealon, Vince, because this is uncharted waters for them. He got the run here in Atlanta. It's the new Atlanta, no matter what Atlanta is, it's new to him. And he's going to have to run that high line. How to block, how to hang on. Maybe what's the team for?
Lessons Corey Heim just had to learn how to communicate over the radio. It's only his 5th race, and he actually went out to Vegas. Even though he wasn't racing, and he's back on in the spotter stand with the spotter Derek Nealon as he talks around Kyle Busch. He said he learned so much there just in terms of the urgency and the information that was given, the feedback that he's able to offer. It's made a huge difference in the way that this race.
You can't go, Luca.
Marty Lindley. How about the lap around with the spotter, Derek Nealon in that 51?
information not only what the 17th truck is doing, but what's happening behind the 17th truck. Before you can't see them. That bottom line is up. Garrett would be a lot busier if that bottom line was up anywhere near the front. I just like that information, keeping that young man fresh and coming after the back door. You can see the truck behind you, but after that, it gets really difficult to see out here in the mirror.
And I think you make a great point, Mike, and I don't know that everybody that watchers would be familiar with that. What that second place truck is doing is largely determined by how he can work with the third place truck. If he's going to make a run on the 51, he's going to back up to the 38 and get that help, get that shove.
But if I'm the veteran that Ryan Priest is riding along right now, I'm content. Let's just log some laps. We've still got over 45 laps to go. Let's log some.
You playing GTA 5 on your ps5, Luca?
I'm going to take any chances.
Jordan Anderson again, and it's Tate Vogelman again. Boy, it's been a tough day for Jordan Anderson. Had problems in practice, problems here today, and Tate Vogelman more significant damage this time.
He's done a lot of damage to Tate's truck.
45.
Oh, you're going? Okay, good. What time's the game?
Not sure how much damage Jordan Anderson had. We saw him spinning through the grass, but didn't see any significant left side damage.
You know, we were talking about how smart Corey Hahn was, having Ryan Priest behind him, Ryan staying in line, all that stuff. And then we're going to have another choose. We'll have some spots up here.
And I'm guessing it's...
No, that elevator's different over there. The one by the shop?
Yeah, it's way different.
Yeah, that's not the same. They got grain bins around it.
Yeah.
Raised the wall at one point.
Oh, 7 your time?
And as he lost speed, does it get everyone else to bunch up?
Oh, another one tomorrow?
Great.
Just a little bit of a scrum there. Maybe see 30 truck on the bottom as Gray continues to scrape along the wall.
What time is it now there, Luca?
Sure. The 30 gets... There's Jordan Anderson at 3, and the 30 is Tate Vogelman. Oh, Jordan just wasn't quite clear. And
yeah, we were having to keep Vogelman there. I had to go too.
They always let him go.
I know, he goes, he comes back, goes.
Gray lost his momentum, was stepping down. Jordan thought he had him clear.
He had him, before I got locked up, he had his own kill like at fucking 11 o'clock.
Yeah, you don't...
He's over.
He's 30 in the process.
Yeah, he does always get in trouble saying something wrong.
You know, and that's part of the racetrack for Tanner Gray. He had no idea Jordan Anderson was going to come up. He just, he thought he would hold his line when he did. It was too late to do anything about it.
That rear end really slapped the wall for Tate Vogelman. It's a harder hit than it looked like he should have.
A couple of cup guys just walked through our booth bend, back to the left and going around their eyes as big as possible. Looking out at the action and everything that we're seeing today, they're going to bring all the action to the Xfinity race. It's going to be a lot of fun to see those guys go out.
Under caution, just over 40 to go. We'll go to break here from Atlanta. Almost as they're going to keep it side by side.
We are the center of everything NASCAR.
The core of the sport we love.
From the Bronx of Daytona to the Champagne of Phoenix.
There you go, NASCAR Race Up. Weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Forensic would have been, but without the science, I don't think he might have ever been caught. When man commits a crime, God will find the witness.
Forensic Files, streaming now, part of All American Justice on Fox Nation.
They say that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. But maybe it begins with one single stop. Turn, bump, grind, pit, pass, win,
Nice looking car, Luca.
and celebration. In NASCAR, that journey starts here. I am the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. I am NASCAR.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Bridge Road.
What?
Liberty Road. Lon?
Liberty needs to
won't customize your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. You're not allowed to riff. What if I come out of the water? Really big.
Love it.
Which will customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That's what Mr. He's doing. Singing. You're not allowed to rip.
Fucking idiot.
Stay at a Disney Resort hotel.
Struggling actor, that's you why you're struggling. You can't get right. Say nothing right.
The fun never stops. Special friends meet you. You soar to adventures with extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day. And now you can save on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels. Why would you stay anywhere else? There's a reputation on the track. One experience great, loud enough so the whole world can see it. I'm the NASCAR Xfinity Series guy in NASCAR.
Get ready for a restart here with 41 to go at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Under caution for some contact between Jordan Anderson and Tate Bowman.
They got the Xfinity series. That's what it is.
Yep.
Flip as well.
Good.
It'll be an exciting dash to the finish, although I'm convinced that this is going to be the last restart that we see.
I think the race really has been a lot cleaner than a lot of people anticipated up to this point. I agree. So I need to preface that a little bit, Mike.
Anything, Smith? Let's take that top 10. Who's impressions so far? What do you like?
Corey Heim has been surprised, I would say. Not that we didn't think he had the ability to do this. It's just to go out and perform on this stage under this kind of pressure. Needs to be my pick for the top 10. I like Chandler Smith, the job he's done, but he had a little compensation with his.
How loud
you
you
can
rip?
stop him.
How loud rip? How loud
Once
you
they
rip?
get a long lap, get to the heat and then race it out. We can not afford to lose track position. But I literally just got humped on my teammate for the caution came out. That's what it's going to take to win the race, but they're not even on board. So, like I said, just come up with a new plan. Now it's not going to work. Simple as that.
And what Chandler's talking about is on the restart. He was giving a push down the back straightaway here to Corey Heim. And as they get down the back with the push together, Heim goes up and gets in front of the outside lane and leaves Smith behind. And that's what that young man was upset about. He said he got shut. His teammates did not play along fair to come up with a new plan. Well, that plan doesn't not going to work.
Just the 5th start in this series for Corey Heim. Is that inexperience on his part?
Desperation. He felt that run that he had on the bottom kind of dissipating somewhat. He saw the truck from the outside running back. He knew the outside.
What time is it there, Luca?
Spotter as it was Corey Heim. The spotter tried to say, get up, get up. If that's the case, team orders sometimes have the best intentions, but they don't always play out like you hope they would. Again, we talked about it, but you mentioned that ideally you would want to work with your teammates, but it doesn't always work out that way.
So they'll be coming to the cheese this time by as they're on the back stretch, continuing to pick up some debris around the racetrack.
Boy, Heim said, if I stay down here for the channel, then we're both going to get shut down here. Better off just one of us happening to it than both of us. We'll have to ask Derek Nealon, his spotter, if he sent him that way or if that's when you're a young racer having an opportunity to drive for Kyle Busch and the experience of Derek Nealon on the spotter stand, you're going to do what Derek said.
Well, the outside lane has been the preferred lane. See, Corey Heim continues that tradition.
I think he's going to the outside as Ryan Preece going to follow him to the outside. I think so. I think they both line up out there. They were doing pretty well like it was going. And maybe Chandler Smith will be the first one to bottom. Nope. Chandler Smith goes high too. Those guys on the high side gave up a lot of roads to stay up there, didn't they?
They did indeed. Rhodes, Reese, Chastain, Smith, Krause. First 3 rows. Here's what's unfolded so far today. Lap 2, Matt DiBenedetto got into the wall on the right side, and it's been a long day for him. He's out 12 laps down. How about Haley Deegan gathering it up when got assistance from Colby Howard ended up cutting the tire, and you see the ultimate damage from that. Stuart Friesen pocketed stage 1. John Hunter Nemechek scored the stage 2 victory.
Ian Johnson gets a little bit loose, gets up in, but not a little Christian Eccles.
Caught up Wallace Allen in the process.
Jack Wood also got a piece of that, and then ran into her on pit road, which ends up changed 2 tires. They got the gas, but his front tire changing was not done.
And there you see Tanner Gray, Jordan Anderson, and Tate Hogan with contact. Hogan getting the worst of it.
Tanner Gray will stay on the lead lap, make some repairs, see how he can rebound from that problem he had.
His car is off.
Yep, you're an hour ahead of me.
On the front row, along with Ben Rhodes. 38 to go. Atlanta.
Big push by the time the Jets on the back of Ben Rhodes. Again, that bottom lane off to a great start. Now will they clear up and take the high side? I think that's where Ben Rhodes.
The motorsport guys. Rhodes and Majeski.
Those two got together in our last race coming off Carroll Horse Vegas. Now they're best friends because they need each other desperately.
Are you insinuating there may have been a little hard feeling between the two after that?
It was a bit touch and go, it looked like. All good now? All good? Right now it is.
And they won 1-2?
Let's see how this plays out.
Tied in that 3rd spot with Ryan Priest 4th, Zane Smith 5th.
I think it's the same scenario. We've got a lead for Corey now. Now we lost the lead. Let's just log some laps, see if we can, if we have the truck that's got to the outside wall. I believe that's the 44 truck. Chris Wright, he needs to come to pit road or that tire's going to blow out. Just log some laps, see if we can put that bottom lane in our rearview mirror.
I sent him the pics.
Yeah, I seen him.
The 99 official was 4th before the choose, and the time of Jessica 66 was 7th before the choose.
Say they made that work just fine in their strategy. Well done, guys.
There's the contact for Chris right on.
You have a text message.
The beginning. Before the race, and there you see Wright continuing.
That's that tire.
His issues.
Yeah.
That caution has come out. Yeah.
I should have been a spotter. Can't run into the wall that hard, have that much smoke, and have a tire not go down.
The big question is how much debris is on the track. Thad Moffitt slow and coming to pit road as well.
Yeah, that spent some time behind the wall, a bunch of laps down. I get all excited for the restart. Wreck is a bummer.
It's Chris Wright up there at the top of the screen.
I knew that was going to happen. Remember, these are still metal bodies on these trucks. The composite bodies of the Xfinity cars and now the new next-gen Cup car are a little more resilient. You get away with a little bit of that scrubbing the wall, more so than you can with these steel bodies.
Don't go anywhere. It's going to make a fun day of it yet. About 30 to go here in Atlanta. Sure you ready?
I'm not ready to go out.
911, what's your emergency?
They have to go down the hard way.
Take your foot off the gas.
Now that's a movie.
911's Truth in the Air this Monday, followed by Monster on Fox or watching in time.
Forensic were the case. So without the science, I don't think he might have ever been caught. When the man commits a crime, God will find the witness.
Forensic Files, streaming now, part of All American Justice on Fox Nation.
Down the curve.
You can't drive off with it right away. You have to wait.
You can't drive off. I try, you won't let you.
Nope.
You gotta sit there and wait for it to stop making that noise.
Mm-hmm. If you can just take off, you can't. You have to wait.
Yeah, you gotta wait. Like, I'm gonna take off. Nope, you're not going anywhere, bud.
Yeah. You're not. You're gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
And that's when they come out with PC. They have it on PC, so we should be able to get it soon. On 22. And I'll get it on there and use them.
Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway, under caution. Ben Rhodes and Ty Majeski got the better of Corey Heim on that last restart. Rhodes and Majeski gave their position from the bottom. And Corey Heim and company talking it over. Line didn't work that time.
Try to keep it more when you launch slower, if that makes sense. You got down the ground launch, sometimes I thought it was another wave right there, 2 retards to do it, so I'm kind of worried about that. It's all good.
A slower launch. That's what these professional race car drivers do. If you match that, that's not good enough. I mean, you got to get down where it's time to go. It's also when the time that the guy behind you can be right on your tailgate. When we saw the very start of the race, we saw the hand signal with the guy behind you. I'm going now. Get ready. Get ready. My hands out the window. I'll let you know when I'm going. So what so important, that's what happens in the second one. It's so important when electrically gets the lead. And you know, one thing that means is if you finally do something about it, you almost want to go into the tailgate, get your bounce and going.
Well, it's been a little bit of an inconsistent second half of the race. We had one caution the first 50 laps. We've had 6 cautions since then. So just about the time we get going, we end up having another caution. So we haven't really gotten into a rhythm yet. I get the feeling that here over the course of this next 30 laps, if they get lined up and keep going, we're going to see some fantastic racing for the finish.
That bottom lane is going to have to really get organized because it appears that these trucks are flying around the middle of the racetrack towards the top. So it's hard to make up any ground on the bottom. So they're going to have to be really organized.
Well, as we run out of laps, I'm guessing we're going to get organized.
They're going to get organized. They may not make you organized. What do you take, Mike, on this restart? Ben Rhodes. I think that whichever lane they take,
they got to get on PC already?
Yeah, they come out Friday.
We'll be getting them there.
Yeah.
So we're not going to figure it out this time. I think they're going to have to make that another lap.
Yeah, that or it was the other square ones. Oh, that's easy. That's up on top of the mountain. Look for the highest point on the map, Luca.
It's been fun to watch some of the newer names for the Camping World Truck Series. Tanner Gray's been around a couple of years, but certainly hasn't been putting top fives together like he has in the first couple of races. Matt DiBenedetto down in the Cup Series. Great to have Matt with us. It's been a tough day for him today. Ty Majeski ran.
Yeah, it's somewhere over there.
Right spot early on.
Right there today in the second spot for his teammate Ben Rhodes. He's right there in the 66 truck. As much as we're wanting these laps to start to kick off, these drivers, with every caution flag lap that goes by, and as it winds down, it just gets more and more intense.
There's little square one.
Yeah, the blue one.
I got both. I downloaded both of them.
For Ty Majeski, last week,
I know which one you're talking about, the other square one.
Record 55 down in South Alabama Speedway.
Ty Majeski had to start back because they had to change. They changed the field.
It's somewhere up there. I've been up there, Luca.
Practice. So I talked to crew chief Joe Shear down the garage there. He said, "Yeah, we're going to change everything." And he said, "I'm quite sure we'll have to go to the back." And he's done a nice job parlaying that last place start back up here towards the front.
How about Darren Krause?
That must be an injector pump.
on the bottom, if you've got a good pusher, you can make it work. But I just way far behind me. I could be wrong, but this one feels like from in here. It's like we're almost 2 back on the bottom. Most of them run with you to the middle of the corner, so it feels like that.
Well, we're going to get a chance to see a replay of a restart because the Kyle Busch trucks went to the bottom and Ben Rhodes, Macheski to the top of the Score Sport trucks. Brian Priest down there, Priest to the outside. So when you see the running order here on the scoring pylon, that's prior to the shoes. These guys have mixed that all up, and you can see on the bottom front row, there's the KBM trucks and there's the Thor Sports on the out.
And that's Chandler Smith right now lined up inside second row. And he's the one we were listening to talking about how his teammate Corey Heim hung him out to dry 2 restarts ago. They need to work together. Those Thor Sport trucks are strong on the outside. And remember, Ben Rhodes is the control truck on this restart.
And that's when Chandler Smith has to be a little bit patient to make sure he doesn't try to shove Corey Heim out ahead of when he takes off, as according to Ben being the control truck. Control truck means you start the race. You got to gun it first.
Corey Heim on the inside, Ben Rhodes on the outside, each with a teammate behind them. 29 to go, and they take the green flag.
Yeah, right here,
Racing again in Atlanta.
The thing I like about the bottom is just shorter. They're wide open, they're tag teaming. That means that they're going to have a bit of an advantage. Can they get all the way off turn 2 with that advantage in the 2-truck tandem?
And the Thor Sport momentum on the outside is evening things up. Now you prefer to be on the outside.
Yes, you would. You don't have that choice, though. It's a battle.
Who's going to win it? Rhodes and Heim side by side for the lead.
Wow. Rhodes is going to have more help early. Not Chandler Smith. Inside second row is going to pull back up.
Majeski coming to help his teammate Ben Rhodes on the outside.
A little bit more energy on the outside right now.
Okay, we've been there already.
Chandler Smith trying to
Walmart.
get Corey Heim a push on the outside lane.
There comes Stuart Freezer. They got 4 trucks on the bottom. We're not fast Freezer is today. Does Corey Heim stay down in front of Chandler Smith?
All right, hold on, I'll go with you.
He failed.
He does indeed. Chandler Smith now leading that outside line.
How much that his team would have liked him.
Get my tractor put up, I'll go.
Liked it for him to stick with his teammate, but that could have been a race.
All right, Luke, I'll catch you later. We're going to Walmart.
I think he's going to have to make up 10 more race